Hey guys, it's Michelle. Welcome back for another video. We have Chef Kayla here, who most of you guys know, but if you don't, she's awesome, and she's going to be walking us through some recipes for smoothies from the meal plan. So what do we have?
Today we're actually going to do the berry banana smoothie. It's a pretty basic recipe, but I'm going to kind of explain to you guys that you can add certain things and replace certain ingredients. So today we're doing frozen bananas, a berry mixture, which is strawberries, blackberries, and blueberries. I'll hold it up. And they're frozen, pre-frozen. That'll give us our smoothie texture, so we're not going to add ice. And then we have unsweetened almond milk. You could use oat milk, you could use cashew milk, just make sure it's always unsweetened. And then we're gonna actually add Vega protein powder, super optional. They have chocolate, they have berry, and they have peach, like a tropical flavor. Today we're using vanilla, which is what we had in our pantry.
Awesome.
So basically everything's just gonna go in the blender, and then we're gonna blend it up. And the blender I'm using today is a Blendtec. You guys can use whatever blender you have at home. So bananas and berries are gonna go in first.
Say that 10 times fast.
Bananas and blueberries. I'm gonna add, oh, that was horrible. I'm gonna add a whole bag of each, and that's probably gonna make 2 smoothies.
Yum.
And then almond milk, just enough to like barely cover it. Probably 2 to 3 cups.
Sweet.
And then Michelle, you want to put in our Vega protein powder? Probably.
Do I just do 1?
Let's do 2 since we're gonna make 2 smoothies. If you're making one for yourself, I just like to do 1 scoop. So we'll do 2 scoops.
2 scoops.
And our scoop is just, it's a tablespoon.
It's just a tablespoon. Yeah.
That should be good.
Cool.
You could always add
And
more
that's
if
it?
you're feeling. That's it.
Just the berries, the almond milk, and protein.
Yeah.
Wow.
You could add chia, you can add flax, you could add hemp seeds, you could add peanut butter would be really good, or almond butter. We're just gonna keep it basic today though.
Perfect. So good. I've got some straws here too. One for you.
Cheers.
Wow, that's delicious. All right, so now that we've had our smoothie, I'm going to be teaching Kayla one of my favorite salad recipes from just the salad bar option on the meal plan. We're going to be making a salad the size of your head. Salad.
I'm assuming this is our lettuce.
Yeah.
All right,
Spinach. Okay, so we have like 2 to 3 veggies. So we've got a cucumber here, which I'm gonna have Kayla chop up for us. And we also have a can of corn. Then for our greens, we're just gonna be using spinach today, my favorite. I'm gonna be adding in some tofu as well, just because that's what I really like. I love tofu. And I'm gonna show you guys how I make that. So I have my handy dandy tofu press here. I'm gonna dump out the rest of the water, just because it's been pressing for a little while. Ideally overnight, but this one's only like 20 minutes. That's fine. I'm just gonna cover it in black pepper and cook it in some liquid aminos, so it has some really good flavor. So I'm just gonna chop this up into some strips here, crumbly strips. You can do tofu raw as well. You don't have to do it blackened, you don't have to cook it. And then once we're done with our tofu, we also are gonna add some beans. Today we have some lentils because they were on discount. Always a good thing. And some garbanzo beans. Okay, I've chopped up my tofu. I'm gonna just lay each of these slices out so I can blacken them, which literally I'm just gonna cover them in pepper. Line them up, little ducks in a row. Here we go.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I like a lot of pepper. And some of it will cook out since we're gonna be cooking it in some liquid aminos. All right, so then I'm gonna flip them onto the other side. And we'll do the same to the other side. Clean as you go. Listen to the chef.
Listen to me.
Okay, so now that we have that ready, we're gonna move over here to the skillet. So I'm gonna get this little skillet going over. I'm gonna start on high heat just so I can heat my pan up really fast, and then I'll move it down to medium heat when I'm ready for my tofu. So we'll just give that a minute.
I'm gonna add our spinach to our bowl.
Perfect.
This is the size of my head.
Maybe a little bit
Could be bigger. That's it. All of it? Okay.
All of it. Load her up. Yum. Awesome. So then we have our cucumbers. Those are good to go in. Just one whole cucumber. And we also have our can of corn.
I suggest using canned or fresh because if you use frozen, it'll defrost and get mushy and wet.
While she's doing that, my pan, I gave it a couple seconds to heat up. I'm gonna turn it down to medium heat, grab my liquid aminos, and I don't really ever measure. I'm just gonna put some in there, maybe a couple tablespoons. And it's gonna start to boil up really quick, so I'll add my tofu, just right on top. So good.
So good already.
It does. Even a little too hot still, so I'm gonna turn it down a bit more. All right, how many can we fit in there? Yeah, about half. Half a brick of tofu in there.
Way more than I thought you were gonna fit.
Really?
Yeah.
Skills. It's only been a few minutes on this side, so I'm just gonna flip them over. Browning up nicely. The pan kind of cooled down a bit, so I'll turn it back up again. And let's give these bad boys a flip, and then we'll do the 4 little pieces we have left. And this is just how I like to do the tofu. There's a lot of different options though. You don't have to cook it in liquid aminos. You could do veggie broth. You can bake it. This is just really quick and easy. And for today, I know we're both hungry and we just want to eat.
And this is the tofu press we used. It's Tofuture, which sounds like a really cool company.
I got this one on Amazon. It's like $30. There are some cheaper options, but this one, I love this one because it's self-contained. So like all of your tofu goes in here, it strains out into the container, and then you dump it out before you even have to open it. It's a total no-brainer, so I think it's worth
Small too.
the added price.
Tofu is moist, and I think the #1 reason why people don't like it is because it's mushy. So this prevents it from being mushy.
Yeah, it drains out all that water that's in there, and it just gives it a better texture. All right, so my pan's getting a little bit dry, so I'm gonna add a little bit more liquid aminos in here, just so things stop sticking. All right, so once these are done though, we're gonna chop it up and add it in. I also have some grapes because I really like having fruit in my salad. You don't have to add fruit. You can make a fruit salad on the side, whatever you want. Grapes this time of year have been super good. So Kayla's just gonna chop them in half and add them into our salad.
Like not a wizard. We don't even have to have the sound in
Let's
this one.
just
The pepper,
dabble a little bit.
I'm impressed.
Pepper's
So good.
So good.
And things don't always go as planned. You lose a grape, you break a brick of tofu.
And
It's
that's
still
okay.
good.
It's just food, you guys. It's just food.
Yeah.
It's gonna taste good either way.
It is. Doesn't have to be beautiful. Tofu's done. It's in a big pile. I'm just gonna give it a rough chop so that we can each have some bite-sized pieces in there. And then we're gonna move on to our salad dressing. Do you wanna explain what's in the dressing?
Yes, so today we are using nutritional yeast. For those of you who don't know what nutritional yeast is, it looks like this. It's this non-active yeast that makes things taste cheesy. So we're gonna be using that.
It's delicious.
And then lemon juice.
So, all right, tofu on top. All right, I grabbed out a little dish for us for our dressing. I think just a couple tablespoons of nutritional yeast. Just one or two?
No, 2 should be good.
2? Okay. We'll add in 2 there. And we've got some fresh lemons. So there's half a lemon.
We're gonna do a whole one, right?
Yeah. Whole lemon. Oh my god, it's so good. I just love the smell of fresh lemon juice. All right, there's that. Oh, it looks like mustard. Cute. Right.
Super easy, 2 ingredients. You could even add pepper to this, but I think we have enough on our tofu.
Should we add a little liquid amino so it's a little salty?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
Drip, drip.
So while you stir some of that in, I'm gonna add in our beans. We just have 1 can of garbanzo beans. Sprinkle those on top. And a can of lentils. Yum. It's gonna be so hearty, you guys. You're not gonna be,
Super filling.
you're gonna be full all day, I guarantee you with this.
And then I'm just gonna pour our dressing all over, and then we'll mix it to coat the lettuce.
Yum. Oh, that smells so good. All right, mix her in. All right, let's dig in.
Salad's done.
Oh, it looks so good. I can't wait to try it. I want to get some tofu on there, sorry.
Oh, I got it, great. So good.
That dressing is amazing. It's like, I thought it would be super lemony, but it's not. It's really
We
balanced.
added the coconut aminos.
Yeah, I'm glad we did that too.
It helped. So good, you guys.
Way better than just like cucumbers and tomatoes.
All right, you guys, that is it for today's recipe. Don't forget to comment below on any variations that you want or that you have made at home to let everyone else know about. And we'll see you guys next week.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Can't wait to try it. Oh!
That's the whole time.
Kayla has heels on. Use the clank
I'm
one.
still not tall enough. Stop laughing at me.
Okay, oh. Because tofu is the future.
Yeah.
Toss the ceiling.
Here we go.
That took me so long.
All right, I've got a spoon out. I've got a spoon
I got a spoon.
I got a spoon.
All right.
I got a spoon. Here's a spoon.